Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to another What Else is Going On, aka WEIGO podcast, YouTube. I am your girl, your host, Taria. Um, your friend, your cousin, your uh person that you met on Instagram/X, aka Twitter, all those things above. I'm glad to be talking to y'all. So I took a break, came off the road to make me some lunch. Side note, well, two side notes. I hope y'all don't hear my um what is it called? Ah, not washing machine, dishwasher. I hope y'all don't hear my dishwasher. If you do, I'm sorry, but this will be a short video anyway. So, but on the second side note, I came home real quick to make a salad. I don't know if y'all have Red Robins where y'all live. I'm in Maryland and I love a Red Robin. And my favorite is their crispy chicken honey mustard salad. And basically, what I love about it is the honey poppy seed dressing, right? So because we always order so many extra little ones, we had a lot in the house. I didn't feel like driving. They've closed the Red Robins down that were closest to us. So now we have to go about 20 minutes each way, which isn't far. But like I had worked yesterday, then worked out, and then me and my daughter had went to the gym, and then we wanted chicken salads though. Well, she wanted one. I kind of wanted one. Um, But then I was going back and forth between a salad and a baked potato. Don't judge me. I love a baked potato cut up, boiled in chicken broth, salt, pepper, and some ketchup. Oh, yes. So I'm a meat and potatoes girl. But anyway, so I ended up just going to the grocery store, getting the Tyson's chicken strips, which were very good, a couple bags of salad, and then using the honey mustard poppy seed that we had at home. So we had some chicken strips left over today. So I came home and made me a nice little lunch. And I said, you know what? Let me take my moments. What class? Consistency and discipline in my content and my exercise. And I was like, let's get to it. So I hope that y'all checked out my OC review. I am loving OC so far. I'm enjoying every bit of it. I also did a podcast episode slash YouTube episode with the Brooke Ashley, my good sis, that is out now. So I'm going to repost what she posted the link and everything. I'm going to post it. We had a good time. We talked about OC, Love Island, and Jersey. And yeah, I released the OC recap today. You can watch it. And also, if you want, you can listen to the audio version wherever it is you find your podcasts. What Else is Going On podcast. Boy, I hope y'all can't hear my dishwasher. If so, I am so, so, so sorry. So let's get into this video. First up, I want to mention real quick. It was either 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, maybe 2 days ago. I was listening to Michelle, ATLian Brown, aka Straight from the A. And look, I know she can be a very controversial figure. I'll say this. Some of the ways that she does talk about some of these reality stars, which, hey, people could say that about me too, right? But it does give off kind of mean at times and almost like reiterating the things they're going through, almost like maybe celebrating a downfall if they lose a job or what have you. It can come off that way. I 100% definitely see that. I also see where a lot of times she's the first to spill this tea, and then other big publications pick it up, and then people believe it, right? And I will say, from what I know and my experience in watching her and following her, the tea that she spilled has not come back as false. People have said it was specifically the Sally's email thing. People are saying, oh, Kenya's stuff is still on the shelf, but her tea wasn't false, mean it didn't come back debunked, meaning she never said that they weren't currently selling it. And that's what I've been saying. This alleged email from Sally's never said that it was not on the shelves currently. It said by the end of 2024, they weren't going to restock and it would be out. That's what was said. It doesn't mention other stores. Oh, well, she's got stuff in other stores. I'm glad because I think it's in CVS. I'm pretty sure, right? So I think all that's great. I would like to see her in like a Target or something like that, what have you, and then still selling off her website. But I say that to say sometimes people hear what they want to hear based on who you're talking about instead of what's actually said and shown. But anyway, I've seen, again, some of the tea that she spoke about has come to be true. So I'm not even going to get into it real deep, but it was 3 days ago, I think, I saw this, and I was going to come to y'all then, and I was like, I'm going to wait. She talked about Porsha and Simon and their divorce, and she said, and I'm going to say allegedly, that Porsha and Simon were going to use a surrogate because Porsha wanted to have a baby. They got some of her egg, they got one of her eggs, her sperm, and made an embryo. And they had hired the surrogate, and that was going to be part of her storyline for this season. And they were literally right there. Like, it's not like they had the shop for, like, all of that had already been done. Got the surrogate, got the embryo, was getting ready to be implanted, and then boom, she files for divorce. So now he's telling his lawyer, I want her to destroy those embryos, because basically he doesn't want her to get impregnated or still use the surrogate because she still wants to have a baby and be able to get child support from him. So that's what Michelle is saying. We shall see if that comes out. But if you do hear it, know you heard it here second. Not first. I always said I'm not one that's out here looking to break news. I'm just going to give my commentary on the news that has already been broken. So we shall see what y'all think about. That would be wild if this is true and she decided to still go through with the baby through her surrogate. I mean, but then somebody might say, well, she may just really want a child and she has the embryo. So we'll see. Moving on, let's talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is according to people.com. Andy Cohen reveals Bravo has plans to rebrand the Real Housewives of New Jersey with fresh faces. The news comes after People revealed in June that for the first time ever, RHONJ would not be having a reunion. The Real Housewives of New Jersey may be getting a facelift. On Monday, July 15th, Andy Cohen confirmed during a live episode of SiriusXM's Andy Cohen Live that Bravo was working on revamping the long-running reality show. When a fan called in to ask a question, they admitted that the franchise could use new energy after a controversial season. I think it's time to do what happened with New York, bring fresh faces in, the caller explained, referring to the Real Housewives of New York's recent casting shakeup. The fan added how new RHONJ cast members Danielle and Rachel have brought a fresh and young dynamic to the group. It's just there's all this negativity, they said, of the tenured Bravo celebrities. Set them free, let them move on to the new. The Housewives head honcho agreed with the fan sentiments and revealed that the network had a plan in the works. We're going to figure something out, Cohen shared. We're going to figure something out. We're all on the same page about that. I don't believe they're going to do a complete revamp like New York. We shall see. It'll be interesting moving forward who will be with the franchise. Who do y'all think should stay and who do y'all think should go? Or do you think everybody should stay, leave it as is, and they make them talk? Or do you think everybody should go and start fresh? Y'all let me know. Moving on, let's talk about Tom Sandoval. I just want to say real quick, shout out to Ariana. She's killing it over there on Love Island. Hosting, she's doing such a great job, and the looks, amazing. Like, I could eat it up. So she's doing a great job. This is according to Us Weekly. All right, so let me go back. Y'all know that Rachel/Raquel is suing Tom Sandoval and Ariana under Revenge P. Basically, how Ariana found out about the affair was Tom was playing a gig with his band. His phone fell out of his pocket. Kristen and Ariana were sitting together, I think, in the front row. His phone fell out of his pocket. Someone handed it to her, Ariana, to hold. She said she just had this feeling, and she opened it, went through it, and there was a video of a FaceTime, Tom and Raquel, aka Rachel, FaceTiming, and Raquel was pleasuring herself. The video was taken unbeknownst to Raquel without her permission. So I believe Ariana did say she sent it to herself. That way he couldn't try to lie delete it, what have you. She sent it to herself. That's what she said, I think. So Rachel is suing Tom and Ariana, saying that Tom, recorded it without her consent, and that Ariana distributed it to just more than herself. She sent it to friends. Now listen to this. Tom Sandoval sues Ariana Maddox for accessing explicit videos of Rachel Leviss without authorization. He's suing Ariana for seeing the video on his phone and getting access to it because he didn't authorize her access when he didn't get authorization to make the video. Like, audacity is being not even sold. It's just being given out to people. Let's get into it. Tom Sandoval is suing Ariana Maddox for accessing explicit videos of Rachel Raquel Leviss on his cell phone without his authorization. According to court documents exclusively obtained by Us Weekly on Tuesday, July 16th, Sandoval, 40, is claiming that Maddox, 39, obtained access to Sandoval's phone on March 1st, 2023, and reviewed videos of Sandoval and Leviss without his authorization or permission. You didn't have permission to make said video. The video drama played out on the season 9 finale of Bravo's Vanderpump Rules last year when cameras picked back up to capture the aftermath of Maddox, who had been dating Sandoval for nearly a decade, discovering footage of Leviss and her then boyfriend on his phone. Maddox and Sandoval subsequently called it quits due to the affair, and Sandoval briefly dated Leviss until their May 2023 split. Remember, Raquel was their best friend, their joint best friends, spent holidays with them, all of that. I just think that, child, look, I done did all that banging, my phone fell. Sandoval's filing alleges that Maddox made copies of the video and distributed it to Leviss and third parties against his authority. He's piggybacking off of Rachel Raquel's lawsuit and using the same verbiage. Sir, again, you didn't even get, I've said it enough, I know. Maddox's attorney, Jordan Sussman, responded to Sandoval's claims in a statement to Us on Tuesday. She should have responded with 2 middle fingers. Like, what? It's abhorrent that Tom Sandoval continues to torment Miss Maddox, from engaging in an illicit affair that shattered her home and stability to months of emotional warfare, and now his attempt to further shirk personal responsibility for the effects his actions have had on her and her emotional well-being. Tom Sandoval knows full well what sort of privileges he and Miss Maddox shared in regard to their personal communication devices. If he had a password, did he give it to her? Right. So it's like, the statement continued, if he or his mistress had their way, it would be illegal for someone to discover their spouse or significant other was having an affair. For Mr. Sandoval to go from begging Miss Maddox for forgiveness to blaming her for his wrongdoing speaks for itself. Even months after the New York Times branded Mr. Sandoval the most hated man in America, he has clearly learned nothing and believes it necessary to continue torturing Miss Maddox in a vain effort to rehabilitate his image. I do agree with that. Miss Maddox is confident that a jury will see through this latest ploy and dismiss his frivolous claims. Sandoval's attorney, Matthew Garagos, the brother of Leviss's attorney, Mark Garagos. You hear that? Raquel's attorney is Mark Garagos, and Tom's is his brother, Matthew. He provided a statement to Us in the early hours of Wednesday, January 17th, which is today. While Tom Sandoval accepts responsibility for his affair, he strongly denies the allegations of the lawsuit filed by Rachel Leviss against him and Miss Maddox. The statement read, in order to ensure a fair and just determination of responsibility among all parties, we filed a cross-complaint on behalf of Mr. Sandoval. This customary legal action was crucial to ensure that liability, if any, is fairly distributed based on the actual level of involvement and fault of each party. We aim to resolve this legal dispute with the utmost respect towards all parties involved. Sandoval's lawsuit against Maddox comes after Leviss filed her own lawsuit against the exes on February 29th, accusing them of eavesdropping, revenge porn, and an invasion of privacy. Sandoval later countersued Leviss in April, claiming that her filing was a thinly veiled attempt to extend Leviss's fame and to rebrand herself as the victim. Later that month, Sandoval requested that Leviss's lawsuit against him and Maddox be dismissed or amended. per court documents obtained by us at that time. Maddox, meanwhile, filed her own countersuit against Levis days later, claiming that Levis was seeking to punish and blame Miss Maddox for the negative reaction she received as a result of the affair. Ariana's attorney argued that she learned of Sandoval and Levis's affair in the worst possible way when she discovered the video of them having phone sex. Maddox was devastated and immediately confronted Sandoval about the issue and told her friends of the betrayal, per the docs. However, Maddox claims she never shared any of the video footage she found with him. However, Maddox claims she never shared any of the video footage she found with anyone but Levis. Sandoval and Maddox's legal dramas extend to the shared home they are currently battling over. Last month, Us reported that the pair must settle their situation via private mediation or they will go to trial starting February 17th, 2026. Boy, the money they are spending in legal fees. Child, Tom, you have some nerve. So the attorney is saying basically we filed this suit against Ariana to make sure that all parties involved are held responsible for their part. Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I'm about to get worked up. Page 6. Let's get into some things on page 6. First of all, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Dubai. I will be released. I'm going to be doing a recap on that. When I've had guests on, I've talked about Dubai with them, but then I missed like the last couple episodes. So what I'm going to do is do not necessarily a recap, but a synopsis of not last night's episode, but the episode previous to that. And then I'll do a recap on last night's episode. We can get into the things. But I want to talk about something that was mentioned on last night's episode that Caroline Brooks, aka Brooks, said in an sit-down podcast interview with Virtual Reality Podcast. So this is according to page 6. RHO Dubai star Caroline Brooks claims Caroline Stanbury has a sugar daddy. He pays for everything. Caroline Brooks is alleging that Caroline Stanbury's friend, Michael Davis, the one that her and Sergio were living with, is her sugar daddy who buys everything for her. Michael is basically Caroline's sugar daddy. Brooks tells us on an upcoming episode of Page 6's Virtual Reality Podcast. The Real Housewives of Dubai star recalls that she recently ran into Davis on a night out in Dubai when he was drunk and started spilling information. He was like, I pay all the bills, Brooks tells us. He was like, I pay all the bills in that house. I pay for everything. Brooks, 38, claims that at the time of their chat, Davis was really angry with Stanbury's husband, Sergio Jose Corralo Pendas, and was saying that Sergio needs to step up and take care of her because right now it's all on me. Michael claims he buys all her clothes. He buys everything. A rep for Stanbury, 48, didn't return Page 6's request for comment. So we know that during the episode last night, well, if you don't know, Ayan and Brooks said in their confessionals that when Michael drinks too much, he talks too much, and he's alleging that he pays the mortgage on Caroline's new home, every utility, clothing, and everything. And it just dawned on me, which I should have known this before, because you don't have to be sleeping with someone who's paying for everything for you, right? However, when you immediately hear sugar daddy, when you hear sugar daddy, you immediately think maybe they're doing a little something, sleeping with them, rubbing, touching a little something, whatever. Or they're at least attracted to them. And I'm gonna just be honest, I didn't get that Michael was attracted to Caroline, if you know what I mean. I thought maybe more so Sergio. Like, I don't know, but so like, yeah, sugar daddies can just be your friends, I guess, that just pay for everything. What did Michael do? Remember when Caroline talked about getting her house built and she said Michael liked it so much he got a house like right down the street from her? So he paying for his house, your house, and everything, allegedly. I'm going to need Caroline. Hey, Caroline, come here. I need you to answer to this. Like, I normally don't have to be all up in your business, but I need to know, or Michael needs to call me. Michael, call me and let me know. If you want to keep it private, we can keep it private. but I need to, and what do you do? And are you open to having more sugar babies? Like a family, like instead of having one sugar baby, like a Black family of sugar babies. Cause I could talk to, like, if I don't have to sleep with you, my husband doesn't have to sleep with you. Like, we might be open just to it, not like, because I mean, clearly you like spending money. So if you like spending money, pick a Black American cute little family or whatever. Michael. I mean, I might let you like look real quick. Like I think he wouldn't mind if I just we can go from there at WEIGO podcast on Instagram, Michael. Either way, we need somebody to come out. I need answers for this because Caroline, I mean, her tagline is the only thing old about her is her money, right? Or something like that. Sha. And we know Sergio don't like that because Sergio said he's the man of the house. He didn't feel like it living in Michael's home. Is it because Michael was paying for everything? If Michael is paying for everything, what does Sergio think? Because Sergio made some money playing soccer. So what was he doing with his stuff? Is it because he can't get anything in his name because he hasn't been there for the 3 years? When did Michael start paying for? Okay, there's so many more answers I have. They better address this at the reunion. Caroline, you can call me too. Shoot. You want to be a sugar mama? I'm open. I can show you a little something too. If you, all right, moving on. Let's get into OC. Again, I did my recap of OC. It's up now. You can watch the YouTube version on YouTube, the video version on YouTube, the visual version on YouTube. So I had got worked up over the possibility of somebody sponsoring a sugar family. But you can watch the visual version on YouTube, and then you can listen to the audio version wherever it is you listen to your podcast. So in my recap, talking about episode 1 of season 18, I talked about how Jen was talking about her financial issues and she's facing eviction from the home that she rented. Her divorce from her ex has taken a while because he hadn't sent in financials and he no longer works for her company. Remember, he was working for her family's company last year. Well, child, how things change. I know that they filmed this, last year or earlier this year, but let's get into what Reality Blurb has said. RHOC's Jennifer Pedranti's child support amount is revealed as she is also awarded a 6-figure lump sum after settling divorce with ex William. Find out how marrying Ryan could change that. Jennifer Pedranti has settled her divorce from her ex-husband, William Pedranti, who she was married to for 18 years. Just days after the premiere of the 18th episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County, the second season for Jennifer, details of her divorce settlement have been shared, including her monthly child and spousal support payments, and the lump sum William was forced to pay her. According to court documents obtained by In Touch Weekly, wow, they beat radar, huh? On July 15th, Jennifer and William agreed to split joint legal and physical custody of their 4 minor children, including Dawson, Grayson, Everly, and Dominic, with William paying his former spouse $4,674 per month or more if he's awarded bonuses. So the child support for the 4 kids is $4,674 per month. So what is that? $4,674 per month divided by 4. So that's roughly $1,168.50 per child. Although the kids will live with Jennifer, who was also awarded $1,735 per month in spousal support. So with her spousal support and child support, that comes to $6,409 a month. William is required to provide health insurance, and as the judge noted, employment-related child care costs shall be split equally between the parties. As for their assets, William was awarded $535,000, a little bit over $500,000, for the sale of their former home, numerous bank accounts, and interest in his company, Pedranti Construction Management. He was also given ownership of 3 vehicles, including a 2022 Ford Expedition, a 2016 Ford Mustang, and a Toyota Tacoma. What year was that? Now, mind you, it said that what he got out of their divorce, he was awarded $535,000 for the sale of their former home, numerous bank accounts, and interest in his company, Pedranti Construction Management. He was also given ownership of 3 vehicles, a 2022 Ford Expedition, a 2016 Ford Mustang, and a Toyota Tacoma. As Jennifer was awarded 2 bank accounts. How many? Well, they rich, they probably had a lot. As Jennifer was awarded 2 bank accounts, a retirement account, and interest in her yoga company. While William has to pay Jennifer a lump sum of $267,811 to equalize the division of community assets and debts, she agreed that if her income with Bravo changed, William would be able to have his child support payment lowered. So she's walking away with 2 bank accounts, a retirement account, interest in her yoga company, and she will be receiving a lump sum payment of $267,811. If her income with Bravo changes, which we know it will, she goes beyond. I think they say once after their 3rd season. So baby, she better come with it. Now, she might have already guaranteed her 3rd season because we know that Jen's current boyfriend, Ryan, is caught up in a $16 million scheme, honey, that he set up to come to us with the BS. So she may have secured her 3rd and 4th, honey. But anyway, so she agrees that his child support payments could be lowered if her payment goes up. I still think he should have to pay the same amount, but that's just me. But the former couple was also ordered to refrain from making disparaging or derogatory remarks about the other in front of their kids, as the judge allowed them to keep their own post-split earnings. So whatever they earned post-split, it's theirs. After William filed for divorce from Jennifer in March of 2023, the RHOC, okay, so that was just early last year. So when did they film? With her saying, I feel like they filmed after this, because that conversation with Ryan that she was having was like, the divorce is held up basically because he hadn't turned in his financial. Well, maybe it was held up. So yeah, not saying he didn't file. So that could be correct. Anyway, after William filed for divorce from Jennifer in March 2023, the RHOC cast member responded by demanding child and spousal support and by requesting primary custody of their kids, with William having visitation. She later admitted that she was facing eviction. Jennifer requires assistance to cover essential living expenses for herself and her children, such as rent, food, and educational costs. While William currently covers healthcare expenses, additional support is needed to meet the financial requirements for the children's activities, as well as their food and clothing expenses, her lawyer explained before the settlement was reached. As for how a potential marriage to Ryan B, I'll just say his last name, who is in the midst of a $16 million gambling scandal involving Los Angeles Dodgers player Shohei Ohtani, 30, could change things, Jennifer's spousal support would be terminated upon walking down the aisle with her fiance. So for right now, she's coming away with some money. I hope that she does. And I need her to get some money from the show because I don't want to hear about any more people struggling on this show. I don't. Unless they talked about it from a place of, I was struggling, but this is how I got out of it. This is how I created a business. Like, something like that. I don't want to hear any more about this part though. So good for Jennifer for getting her child support, her spousal, and her lump sum, her retirement account. I wonder what's in them 2 other bank accounts that she got though. We shall see. All right, y'all. That is it. Ooh, child, I almost made it, y'all. That is it for our Bravo heavy video. So let's recap what we talked about. We talked about Jen from RHOC, how she may be climbing her way out of some debt. We talked about Caroline Stanbury having a sugar daddy, honey, and me reaching out, asking him if he wanted to become a sugar daddy to a sugar family, because we are sweet. We talked about, Tom having the unmitigated gall to sue Ariana for getting unauthorized access to his phone to look at a video when he didn't have authorization to film the video. We talked about Jersey and how Andy Cohen agreeing with the caller that basically Jersey needs a facelift with fresh faces. And we talked about Porsha and Simon allegedly getting ready to implant an embryo into a surrogate. But then Porsha filed for divorce, and now Simon's like, abort. I was going to say abort the mission, but that doesn't. Oof, that was definitely the wrong choice of words, because I was going to say, like, abort the mission. And here I am, keep saying it. But basically, Simon was like, no, get rid of the embryos, because he doesn't want Porsha continuing on the journey to have this child, because then he would have to pay child support. Y'all let me know what y'all think about everything that we talked about. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all probably in a few minutes. I figured, why not knock another video out of the way before I get back on this road. Y'all stay safe, stay cool. I want to check in on y'all with y'all's words for the month. What is your word? Again, y'all know what mine were. Discipline. What's the other one? And consistency. I got to remember the words to do them. How are y'all doing with being accountable to yourselves, not to anybody else, but to yourselves for the goals that you've put in place? I love y'all so much, and I will talk to y'all soon. See ya.